Welcome to this week's edition of the FA Show. I'm Nate Barrett. Recruiting loan balances at Merrill have plummeted over the past 3 years as the firm retrenched from recruiting veteran brokers to focus on internal growth. Merrill had $588 million in outstanding upfront loans to financial advisors at the end of 2020, down 46.5% from $1.1 billion at the end of 2017, when it froze its experienced broker hiring. A Bank of America spokeswoman confirmed the loan figures relate to recruiting payments and said the downward trajectory reflects a shift in strategy to focus on organic growth. According to a lawsuit filed in federal court in California, a Wells Fargo independent broker sold his practice and then wooed back his client base. An independent practice in Southern California is suing a 38-year brokerage veteran, Rocky Suarez, for breach of contract after he has allegedly refused to retire from the industry as per the terms of their $3 million book purchase. In 2016, Suarez allegedly pitched the buyers, two of whom now run TSG Wealth Management, a $4.6 billion asset Wells Fargo Advisors financial network affiliate, on the idea of purchasing his then $150 million book of business, as he was planning to retire in 2018. But rather than retire, Suarez has continued to work in the industry and in January launched his own firm with independent broker-dealer LPL Financial and has allegedly been soliciting nearly all his former clients. Mark Schulten and Alan Schreiber, who lead the Long Beach, California-based TSG Wealth, are suing Suarez and his new firm, Pacific Coast Capital Management, also based in Long Beach, as well as an investment strategist and other associates they plan to name for causes including breach of contract and trade secrets violations, according to the complaint. Edward Jones, the nation's largest brokerage as measured by broker headcount, reported its roster shortened slightly year over year and warned that hiring may slow going forward as it prioritizes internal growth and retention. The firm had 18,967 brokers at the end of the first quarter of this year, down less than 1% compared to 19,027 in the same time period in 2020. Prior to the pandemic, that count had grown at a rate of around 6% per year. The shrinkage was exacerbated over the past year by the St. Louis-based company's temporary pause of its recruiting of non-licensed advisors in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement, Edward Jones warned that since it restarted hiring in September 2020, it is taking a more innovative and intentional approach to recruiting that focuses on retention and could slow hiring going forward.
You're a free agent. Are you acting like one? I'm Jeff Crosby, CEO of 3X Equity, with a reminder that you control the conversation when it comes to your career. If you're curious about switching firms, we help you secure multiple offers and find your best fit, all while you remain under the radar and 100% anonymous. Get started today at 3xequity.com/free agent.
Hi, everybody. It's Tony Sirianni. I'm the CEO of AdvisorHub and also the publisher of AdvisorHub Magazine and AdvisorHub RIA, and the producer of this show, the FA Show. So I'm glad you're all here. We're going to look at some of the video clips from my Industry and Transition podcast that we did last week. And this one is with Jeff Stewart, who's a managing director at Hilltop Securities. We talked about several things, including all the different opportunities out there for independence, the importance of contingency planning for liquidity. That's both for firms and for clients. And then how we're going to get back face-to-face this new environment. So I think you're going to really like it. We're going to talk about Hilltop's platform a little bit too. So here's a short clip. Changing your back office in the middle of a pandemic. How'd that go?
Well, that was interesting to say the least, but I'll tell you, we got it started well in advance of the pandemic.
Okay.
And by the time the pandemic got here, upper management focus, we were able to really get it through the finish line. But the pandemic wasn't easy for anyone. Let's be honest. The pandemic started slow, and then it came pretty darn quick. And I think before most people were ready, 90% of your office was working remote. I'm happy to say that today we're on an A/B schedule. 50% of our people are back in. And by the time we transition to the tower, we're going to allow anyone who wants to come into the office, come into the office. So I'm not going to say the world's getting back to normal. Yeah. I don't think normal is ever going to look like it was. But in our business, it's a business of face-to-face. It's a business of contact. And I think from a home office perspective, having people together to be able to go around the corner and tackle a problem without engaging a Zoom call, there's value there.
Yeah,
And then the other side of that too is we've hired over the past 18 months over 150 individuals for Hilltop Securities. And that's been a Herculean effort. But you and I both know culture in this business is a learned business. You can't learn it over a book. You've got to mentor people. You've got to be with them. So we are excited to get back to our office and get back to business.
How about your independent network folks? Are they following kind of the same course, or is it all over the place in terms of getting?
Well, you know, as an independent, right, they can decide what they want to do out there. From a service model standpoint, we service everyone under the same Hilltop Securities umbrella. So we're all in from a service standpoint. If they decide in their location to engage their clients, they are absolutely welcome to do that. And most of them have. Yeah.
And I think, you know, there's also, you know, talk a lot about it on this program with different people, but you know, there are things that from COVID that we're going to keep, and there's things that, you know, are going to change forever. And there's some stuff that's never going to change, you know. And as you said, I think this idea of this interaction between people, I don't think that's ever going to be lost in our business. I mean, if it is, then we're out of business because everybody's going to go to a robo type of a, you know, thing.
I agree completely.
But I think there is some genuine stuff that could happen with real estate, you know, because you can work relatively. I mean, in a lot of instances, you know, productivity has gone up with people at home, and there are some people for just whom it works. Maybe they have small kids, and you know, they end up working till 7 o'clock at night, but they were able to be home between 3 and 4, you know, and kids. So I think there's a mix there that's going to happen, you know, going forward, and especially cutting edge a lot for our business and for the country will be in these independent firms where you know, you're able to make your own rules, and it'll be different for everybody.
It absolutely will. And again, I don't think we'll ever get back to normal. I mean, if there is an upside to the pandemic, it forced all of us to adopt technology.
Yeah.
And that technology is not going to go away, but it's been woven into the fabric of how we service our clients. And getting back to your robo comment, I think at the end of this, the combination of the new technology that you and I have had to learn and with our engagement of clients only strengthens the investment advisor's job.
Thanks again, everyone. And for the complete interview and to look at all of our backlog on all the Zoom interviews and the podcasts with industry leaders and influencers, visit AdvisorHubTV, which can be found on the homepage at AdvisorHub.com. Thanks a lot.
We now turn to the recruiting wire powered by 3X Equity, the authority on advisor transitions. UBS has hired a traditional brokerage team from Merrill Lynch and a private banking group from Bank of America in another side of its dual banking and brokerage hiring strategies. The hires, which both took place in California, include a Merrill trio generating $4.7 million in annual revenue from $725 million in client assets in the Sacramento suburb of Roseville, and an all-female B of A private bank team in San Francisco. The B of A Private Bank Group, which includes brokers Amanda Wu and Nancy Barrett and portfolio manager Michelle Harvey, joined UBS Private Wealth Management earlier this month and is one of the largest in the Bay Area, according to UBS. Fresh from taking over their father's 33-year-old practice last year, two brothers have left Merrill Lynch in Birmingham, Alabama to join Eversource Wealth Advisors. Stephen W. Miller and James E. Miller joined Eversource at the end of last month after generating $2.7 million in annual revenue from $370 million in client assets. Stephen Miller, who started his career with their father at Merrill in 2009, said they had been considering moving for some time, but had to wait until the father fully retired under the Wirehouse's 5-year client transition sunsetting program. They opted to go independent to have more ownership of their practice and to be free of the pressures to sell banking products to their clients. In a statement, Miller noted they could earn a better payout running their own practice and pass along some of the better economics to their clients with lower fees. For a complete list of moves as well as access to the Advisor Hub offers tool to find out what your practice is worth, visit the deals and comp section of AdvisorHub.com. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the FA Show on AdvisorHub TV, powered by 3X Equity. I'm Nate Barrett. Have a great day.